It's 10:45 p.m. You're exhausted from work. Your phone buzzes. You don't even need to look to know who it is. It's them, in crisis. Again. The rent is short, or a sudden bill appeared. The details change, but the manufactured panic is identical. You sit up, you open your banking app. You look at your savings, the money you finally swore you'd keep. Your chest tightens. And then, you do exactly what you always do. You hit transfer. You watch your hard-earned security drain into their endless chaos. Pause for a second. You tell yourself you're helping just this once. You think you're throwing a lifeline. Wrong. You're bleeding your own future dry for someone who absolutely refuses to swim. It's time to stop trying to save people who want to drown. They aren't struggling to stay afloat. They are perfectly comfortable pulling you under. You've lived this cycle 100 times. It's payday for them. You watch them buy the new phone. You watch them book the trip they absolutely cannot afford. They flaunt it. You say nothing. 14 days later, the crisis hits.
This is it.
The "I don't
The
know
trip
how
of a
I'm going to
lifetime.
pay my electric bill"
First class to
text,
Paris. Book
the
it now.
desperate victim narrative. You're the one who skips vacations to build a safety net. You're the one who bleeds for your savings. So you offer to actually help
Let's
them,
review these
to look at
expenses.
their
We must enforce
expenses,
discipline.
to
Notice
build
the
a
overages
budget.
here.
What
We need
happens?
adjustments.
They get defensive. They accuse you of judging them. They don't want a system. They want a bailout. And you back down. You apologize. You hand over the cash. You haven't realized yet that when you try to save people who want to drown, you're just paying to be their life raft. Stop. You are subsidizing their financial suicide with your own peace of mind. You think you're preventing a catastrophe. You convince yourself that this one last bailout will
This can't be
finally help them
happening.
catch their
I
breath.
have to send one last rescue.
But watch what
to prevent
happens
the
the minute
disaster.
the transfer clears. The panic vanishes entirely. They go right back to the restaurants. They return to the exact same reckless spending habits that manufactured the crisis in the first place. And you
I'll
are
have
left
steak,
staring
medium
at
rare,
your
with a side
own
of roasted
depleted
vegetables.
savings,
Excellent choice, sir.
sweating
And
over
to
the
drink?
money you just lost. You didn't solve a problem. You literally bought their anxiety so they wouldn't have to feel it. Here is the uncomfortable truth nobody else will tell you. They aren't actually drowning. They are comfortably standing at the bottom of the pool, breathing through a hose connected directly to your financial lungs. As long as you keep transferring your oxygen, they have absolutely zero reason to swim. This is the brutal reality of trying to save people who want to drown. You aren't fixing their life. You are just funding their refusal to grow up. You're staring at the dent in your savings. You tell yourself you're a good person, a loyal friend, but watch their script every time their finances crash. They play the helpless victim. The economy is unfair. The bills just keep happening. And you swoop in. You open your wallet. You play the hero. In psychology, this is the Karpman Drama Triangle. Dr. Stephen Karpman mapped this out. There's always a victim, a persecutor, and a rescuer. Here is the twisted part about your situation. You think you're rescuing them. Wrong. You are just feeding the triangle. As long as you play the rescuer, you get to feel powerful. You get to feel needed. What this means for your future is slow financial ruin. Because when you try to save people who want to drown, you aren't lifting them out of the water. You are stepping into their toxic game, handing them your wallet, and tying their anchor around your own neck.
I can't keep helping.
You complain to your
I'm so
friends
tired of
about how
this.
much you
And
do
now,
for
of
them.
course, they're
You
calling
sigh
me.
heavily when their name pops up on your phone. You play the exhausted martyr perfectly, but you never actually block their number. Why? Here is what you don't want to hear. You secretly love the power. When they text, "You're a lifesaver," you get a massive hit of dopamine. Their financial chaos validates your choices. Your boring budget and endless discipline feel like a superpower compared to their disaster of a life. Let that sink in. You aren't just giving them cash. You are buying a superiority complex. You need them to be helpless so you can feel significant. But when you try to save people who want to drown, It's not pure altruism. You're renting a front row seat to their failure, paying the admission fee with your own retirement fund, just to remind yourself that at least you aren't them. Notice the timing. It is never a lazy Tuesday afternoon. It is always Friday night. Let's call this the weaponized crisis. They never ask for help when there is time to plan. They wait until the absolute last second. If I don't get $500 by morning, I'm evicted. My car is being towed right now, please. Look at what happens to you. Your rational brain shuts off. You don't ask to see the eviction notice. You don't ask why they were buying rounds of drinks 3 days ago. You just panic for them. You wire the money instantly to make the anxiety stop. Pause. You are paying to stop your anxiety, not theirs. They engineered this urgency on purpose. It's a calculated emotional ambush to bypass your logic. This is exactly how trying to save people who want to drown operates. They drag you into the deep end where everything is frantic, so you'll hand over your cash just to survive the thrashing. I'll pay you back on the 1st. You read the text. You know it's a lie. You have always known it. But you open your banking app anyway. You look at the money. That was supposed to go into your investments. That was your compounding interest, your future freedom. You transfer it anyway. You log it in your head as a loan. The 1st of the month arrives. Crickets. They post a picture out at a restaurant, but your phone is dead silent. And you do nothing. You don't demand the cash. You swallow the resentment and write it off as just this once. Again. Read that again. The illusion of the loan is a psychological trick you play on yourself to avoid admitting you've been robbed. By yourself. You are stealing from your own future. This is exactly why you must stop trying to save people who want to drown. They aren't borrowing your money. They are permanently sinking your wealth. You sit across from them at dinner. You just covered their car payment 3 days ago. Now, you watch them order the expensive steak and a second round of drinks. They are completely unbothered by the fact that your money is currently funding this exact moment. You make a tiny, polite joke about budgeting. Stop right there. Watch their face drop. They roll their eyes. They make a sharp, passive-aggressive comment about how it must be nice to be financially comfortable. They effortlessly flip the script, making you feel like the greedy villain simply for having discipline. And what do? You freeze. You actually feel guilty. You swallow the raging anger in your throat. When the check comes, you quietly pay for that too. Here is the twisted reality. They secretly resent you for the exact same stability they absolutely refuse to build. This is exactly why trying to save people who want to drown is a toxic trap. They will despise you for the life raft you provide, while you slowly learn to hate yourself for handing it over. Look at your retirement account. You are years behind where you should be. Calculate every single emergency you've funded, every missed rent check, every phantom crisis. Add it up. It's not just cash, it's your actual freedom. And yet, you keep answering their texts. You keep opening your wallet. Nobody is forcing you. Here is the hardest truth you have to swallow today. You are choosing to be financially bled dry because you are terrified to say no. You would rather sabotage your own future than endure a week of them calling you selfish. Pause for a second. You are not a victim. You are a willing accomplice to your own financial destruction. This is exactly why you must stop trying to save people who want to drown. If you don't cut the line right now, look at your future. You will be exhausted, completely broke, and sinking right down to the bottom with them. Next Friday, your phone will buzz. The desperate text is waiting. It's an emergency. You have a binary choice. You can open your banking app and transfer your future into their bottomless pit. You can push back your retirement again, feeling that sick knot in your stomach while they flaunt the lifestyle you funded. You can play the martyr until you're broke. Or you can choose yourself. When the text arrives, type one sentence. I cannot help you with money anymore. Stop, put the phone down. Let the silence sit. Let them face the repo man. Let them swallow the overdraft fees. Let them hit the absolute financial rock bottom they've been avoiding. Because that brutal impact is the only thing that will ever teach them how to swim. You must stop trying to save people who want to drown. Your life raft is out of air. Are you going to sink with them or paddle to shore?